I was so nervous that I wouldn't allow myself, when you're so nervous, you wouldn't allow yourself to think about it. I'm literally driving there and I was so nervous that I just tried to act like I was going to California to go to Disneyland or something. Like I didn't allow myself to think about what I was doing. And I called a lot of people on that drive. I wish I had not called a lot of people because, again, it all goes back to not caring what other people think, not caring if you fall on your face. I thought a lot about how am I going to pay my rent? I'm leaving a full-time job where I have health insurance and packing up all my stuff and traveling to LA. And I was so nervous and I couldn't even allow myself to think about it. I was kind of blocking it out. So it's all kind of a blur, to be honest. It's all kind of a blur. And luckily I had something to do when I got out here. The second I got here, I was taking classes at UCLA, so I was staying busy. And I mean, there's just so many people that you can meet at UCLA that guide you and tell you where your energy should be focused. But as you know, we might have thought one thing and then we get there and it's completely different than what we expected. And we only learned that because we were sitting in the same room as these managers or writers and they told us. We wouldn't have had that information if we stayed home. We would have just had what we read on the internet.
Why it's important to have like these sort of discussions with people that are actually doing it, because yeah, I remember I went one of the first times I went to LA and I spoke with a student, but someone that had just arrived, and they were like, and he said, oh, I've heard about this girl who invested $1 million into a film and she still didn't get the visa, and then this other person that almost died, and it was like this huge like spiel that I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. No one's ever going to make it. Yeah, it's hard, whatever. But it was like so based on nothing. It was like literally just BS. But obviously, because you don't know better, you don't know anybody, and you're new, you're like, yeah, you have to be careful of where you get your information from. This is the perfect space to actually talk about the realness of what it is to be a working actor. Like, I think a lot of people nowadays, you included, you write, you realize that in order to have agency in your career, to see what kind of roles you want to do, you will go into writing or producing, or like there. And I think I like to make a connection to like the 16th century or 17th century England of like Shakespeare time, when he was the writer, producer, director of his plays as well as an actor. So I do think it's important to know that you have to give yourself the job, and work as hard as you can, and connect with people in the industry.
Because I truly believe that the people that you meet and cross paths with and talk to, you're meant to. That might be silly, but I truly do believe that if I'm sitting next to somebody on a plane and I have a conversation with them, I was meant to. There was something that I could have learned from that. So sitting in your room on your computer, reading what somebody else's experiences were, can fill up your mind with all these things, but you're not going to know until you get out there. And you could come to LA and decide you don't want to be an actor anymore. Come to LA, and lots of people do that. They come to LA and they say, you know what, acting's not for me, but I will be a producer, or I will be a casting director.
Like, you don't have that what if. You tried it, you did it, and you pivoted, and